Mixing guilt and shame together is a deadly cocktail. Too many people are spoiling their existence carrying needless guilt and shame. The difference between them is the difference between I am bad and I did something bad. You can see how one leads right into the other. Hence the importance of shutting it down quickly. Own your mistakes or misjudgments. Make them right where possible. Accept the consequences and move on. Shame leads to guilt. Guilt eats holes in your souls like acid in your stomach lining. Just because you do something you wish you wouldn't have done does not make you a terrible person. It's not the mistakes you make, but what you do about them that counts. Let me tell you a story. I was consumed by shame that the children's school called FACS, Family and Children's Services. I assumed that the other mothers, teachers, and even children knew and were thinking what a horrible mother I was. I then became crushed with guilt that I hadn't removed my children from the situation sooner. That guilt and shame held me captive for 5 years. I couldn't forgive myself for not being the mother that I thought I should have been. These thoughts were all in my mind, which is exactly where guilt and shame reside. They are your emotions. You are in control of them. You do not have to swallow them. The people who love and support you do not feel the way you think they do. There is not one of us who does not have at least one regret or thing that we would change if we could go back in time. It's part of life. It's part of who we are and the part of learning and growing. Let's reframe this cocktail so that we stop swallowing it. If shame screams, guilt speaks. And communication is always good. If shame rages, guilt urges us to think a little deeper. If shame insults, guilt teaches us that it's okay, and learning lessons is good because once they are learned, they are often not repeated. If shame destroys, guilt prunes off the bruised and scratched skin, adds some ointment, love, and a band-aid, a hug from a friend, and the healing begins. The beauty of life is while we cannot undo what is done, we can see it, understand it, learn from it, and change so that every new moment is spent not in shame, guilt, fear, or anger, but in wisdom, understanding, and love. It starts with challenging your thinking and pushing past your limiting beliefs. Think for yourself and extend to yourself the same understanding and grace that you extend to those around you. Be patient and be kind.